but I'll begin and then I'll just, go through with it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, yeah, that kind of stuck in my head too, but I didn't always obviously embrace it because I was trying to do everything, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, myself. Even things I wasn't good at, I would just like struggle through it or whatever. And one day I just said, you know what, you don't actually have to do all these things, and maybe you shouldn't do all these things, because some things are just not your ministry. Some things you just don't enjoy. And not only do we only have a finite amount of time as far as like our life's journey, but we only each have the same 24 hours in a day. And so in order to make sure that I'm still, again, getting enough rest and, engaging in my self-care, wellness, and self-love journey, I had to get help for like certain things in my life. And I did that. And that was a game changer for me. And also, I just stopped doing things that I wasn't necessarily good at. Not that I didn't want to challenge myself from time to time, but yeah. So that really was a game changer for me. And I'm like actually able to get a lot more done because I let the people who have expertise or who are really good at things that I'm not, or I don't have time to do those things.
Can we talk just kind of briefly for a moment about the kinds of people who might benefit the most from this reflective journal? I know we talked about that before, but I would love for you to share that with the folks in this room.
Yeah, so I definitely will always be unapologetic about the fact that my target audience and who I prioritize are Black women. After that, it's all Black people, and then it's everyone else after that. So I had Black women on my mind very heavily when I was creating this book, because again, I spend most of my time with Black women, and we often talk about how a lot of the people in my life um, who are in that demographic struggle to find time to center themselves, struggle to find time, or struggle with feelings of guilt, to just take 5 minutes a day to just have some alone time, or taking time to have alone time, like going to the spa or like doing something that they, enjoy, or feeds their soul, even though they may spend 364 days a year putting everyone else first, taking one day off, they would feel, a lot of guilt. And um, so I definitely wanted Black women, because not only do like those things happen, but we're also getting a lot of vitriol and, negativity, racism, hatred, and not being protected is what we go through on a daily basis. And so I thought that this would be something that Black women in particular could benefit from. At least a lot of the ones that I know, and ones that I, have heard about and don't necessarily know. Also, I think anyone who is having any kind of like life transition, anyone who finds it difficult to take time, for themselves, because there are other people in different demographics who deal with this too. I'm just saying that that is who I had on my mind heavy when I made it. I didn't only make it for them. I want anyone who feels that they either already journal and they just wanted another tool, who wanted to get into journaling and they want to, start with this resource, who feels that they want to have a tool to utilize in their, new to doing this. I wanted them to have this tool. I talked about people who I want, young people in particular, especially, young women, to just start their lives out, their adult lives out from the beginning using a tool like this, because I want this to be normalized for them and not something, not having to unlearn, not centering themselves like a lot of people in my generation had to do.
I want to hone in on something that you said, that Black women and a lot of other people too are facing bigotry, vitriol, negativity in their life. But a lot of times we actually don't realize it, or it's like almost like a fish in water, right? And in your journal, you say, in your reflective journal, you asked, what obstacles did I face in achieving my goals today?
Mhm.
Can you talk a little bit about why it is important to acknowledge the obstacles that you're facing?
Yeah, that was a writing prompt that was very important to me to put in there because of, I think my own experience when I was sharing with you a few minutes ago about how I would accomplish 9 things, which is 90% on 100% scale. But I wasn't thinking about that. I would, accomplish 9 of the 10 things and still just obsess about the one thing that I did not accomplish. And so, but there would be reasons for that. Some of those reasons could be like, I'm just tired. Another a reason could be, I changed my mind, I didn't feel like it. Those are all valid things. But in my mind, when I was, you know, being a perfectionist, I didn't think about things in that way. And also, other things could just happen that keep you from being able to accomplish something. If we get in on a backup on I-5 and it's like 2 hours long and we can't make it to whatever, and that was like the 10th thing for the day, is that not like something that is not our fault? And we tried and we just were not able to do it. That I think is a very like simplistic example, but I think that we should be thinking about all the ways that we could have obstacles to achieving our goals, and then go back to thinking about the fact that a goal is just something that you are trying to achieve and is not necessarily like the end all be all, right? So I think my own personal experience really was what made me put that in the book. And another thing I just want to say that I think kind of is a new phenomenon for me personally, even though I've been, on the self-care journey and wellness journey and all that for some time, I didn't really understand how a lot of the horrific things that were happening in the world was impacting me, particularly when I would hear about statistics around Black women and like our health outcomes, things that were happening to us being harmed physically, our reputations being attacked, our intellect being attacked, and our bodies being murdered. How those things emotionally impacted me. And I do not think that I was really understanding that until maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And so that also could be a reason why you don't accomplish something, because you're like mentally like dealing with the lie. You're emotionally dealing with the lie. We're having to fight for human decency a lot of times, in our lives. I used to say, when I step outside of my door, I don't know what can happen. And now I say, anything can happen to me, whether I step outside of my door or I'm in my house. Living under the weight of that understanding is just not something that a lot of people who don't have my identity have to think about in the same way. And that can be draining in and of itself. And so if I don't accomplish all my goals, guess what? I stayed alive today. And that, for a lot of us, is not something that we're guaranteed.
I think this point that you're making about readjusting our requirements of ourselves, right, touches on the idea of Black excellence and shame. Can you talk a little bit about Black excellence and shame and how these things kind of come together and play off each other or bury each other? Yeah.
Mm. I definitely feel that, because again, I definitely, have Black women in my life, like I said, but I still want to be careful of coming across as knowing what everyone's experience is. So I want to talk about this from my own personal experience and my own personal experience of being the oldest child in my family. So having to be the example, doing really well in school, excelling at playing the violin, like doing all these things, right? And having, a lot of expectations in my household to be a certain way, to behave in a certain way, to stick to a certain way of being that was pretty rigid. And there was really no room for error. And then having the world, um, see me as less than. And so hearing and being told that I have to be like a perfectionist so that I can show up in the right way. Again, I look at that as a recipe for disaster. I believe in excellence, period, but I think that I am readjusting even using the term Black excellence, because I think that it can be a double-edged sword. Oh, and you said to talk about shame. I definitely feel that I don't know that I felt ashamed like when I didn't achieve goals. I just felt like I wasn't living up to my potential. I didn't necessarily feel ashamed though, so I don't know that I can talk about shame.
When I say
But
shame, what I specifically mean, because shame means that you feel a certain amount of guilt because you feel that you were doing something that you're not supposed to do, right? Right. So that's what shame is, right? People feel. And so when I hear someone say, I should have done this, I should have done that, or I didn't do that, I didn't achieve that thing, so I'm a bad person. A lot of times that comes from shame, right? So I don't know if you've had that experience or if you could speak to that experience.
I don't think my experience was exactly like that. I just felt like I didn't live up to my potential. I didn't feel shame about it necessarily.
Okay, let's see if we have any questions in the chat before I move on to the next question. No. Okay, great. We have some great comments, some great accolades in the comments. So thank you, and thank
you,
Nikisa.
everyone. I'm not looking at the comments as I'm trying to.
Well, I'm going to read some of them.
Okay.
Share your journey with us.
Oh, you went.
100, and
I
there
couldn't
one.
hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it had cut out for a
It
second.
cut out? Okay.
Yeah.
Sharing your journey with us and being an inspiration for us or anyone to thrive in their 100 days of gentle accountability is a blessing. Your story has power. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, that's just one. It says, I love, And then they put a quote around, because it's something that you said earlier. I love, you should be the most gentle person to you. And then another one is, it's a shame we believe overburden, under-resourced, and burnout equals a good parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, guys, for keeping the chat live.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question, and we still have time. In the accountability reflective journal, you asked the question, what did I learn today? Can you tell us, talk about a little bit about what kind of learnings people might, some examples of what kind of learnings people might include in this reflective journal?
Well, again, I can't answer that for someone else. I will just say that the reason I put that in the book is because I wanted to always remind myself and whoever utilized the tool that every day is an opportunity to learn something, new. And it could be something small. I tell people that I work with all the time, especially people who are like super techie, like you, Beverly. I'm like, you all keep me hip because I can do some tech things, but that's definitely not my forte. So it could be, something small like, oh, if you click this button, then you can do blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's great. I can learn something that I hear in an interview. I could, I seek things out. I try to, if I can, like, because we have YouTube University now. And we have, I think we have the world, the internet is full of like resources that we still have libraries that I'm a huge fan of. And we just have so many things, we have our phones, which are like computers in our hands, to learn things from those, the things that are held in those devices, and also from each other. I think engaging with one another. I talk with a lot of people who are, in my circle and kind of adjacent to my circle. And I feel like I learned something every time I talk to anyone. I mean, it could again be something like small, but it's still something you learn. And if you're not, I personally believe for me, because learning is very exciting to me. If I'm not learning, then I feel like I for sure will perish. Maybe not my physical body will die, but I just won't be engaging in life the way that I want to. And so learning is very important to me. And I think that if people aren't doing that, this might give them an opportunity to kind of readjust and seek opportunities to learn things, or just even because I think we're all always like getting bits of information, but we may not be receiving them or focusing on them as like learning. So just maybe that will be a tool to help them do that.
I want to take a moment, and because I know we made an adjustment to, I want to take a moment to, do you want to make your announcements now, Nikisa,
Oh,
before I
sure.
take some more questions?
Sure.
Because what's going to happen now is that Nikisa is going to make her announcement, and then I'm going to drop some links in the chat for if you want to get the book, if you don't already have the book, if you want to send the link to someone else, that would be great. And then we're going to take questions and comments from you guys in the audience. Any comments or questions that you could put it in the chat, you can open up your mic. So first, Nikisa, make your announcements, please.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, everyone here already knows that I have my, you know what, I have to change my background for this first announcement because you won't be able to see it if I have my virtual background on. So everyone knows that I have this book, my 100 Days of Gentle Accountability. And I decided that I want to have a series, a whole set. And so, because I want to be inclusive and I want everyone that I could possibly think of to have access to this book and also feel that this tool is something that they want to access. So I made an image-free version because the original version has photography in it, as most of you know. So I made an image-free version. This is the proof. That's why it has that, gray bar across it. But this one I'm able to offer at a much more discounted price. And I really want to, I was thinking about, like young people or like programs who might want to sponsor getting the image-free, less expensive version of the book for youth programs or, a large group of participants that they might serve. I also created this version, and it is my Pride version. I have a lot of pride about the Pride cover. So it's gentle, 100 Days of Gentle Accountability with Pride. Again, wanting to be inclusive, wanting people to know that I may not be part of their community, but I am a supporter of their community, an advocate, and I want everyone to just have something that they might feel compelled to. I'm not saying everyone who is in the queer community will want this version, but I just wanted to have different versions that might, appeal to different people. So actually this version just is a different cover. It still has the same images on the inside. So the tulip's my favorite flower. There will also be 2 additional books being released by the end of this month, and just stay tuned for that because I will be announcing those soon. I did see a glimpse of someone asking if I was going to do a social media group around the book, and what I will share now, what I have capacity to do now is I am going to be hosting and holding space for Black women to do a virtual Zoom every week who are going through this journal at the same time. They can join at any time. And so it doesn't matter if we get started and you don't join for a month, wherever you're at. I just want you to have community around that. So I'll be holding that space. I am not going to be the leader. It is just to create community for Black women who are going through this journal, because I want to always, again, center our needs and hold space for us. I have asked one of my brothers, who is a Black man, to do the same thing for a group of Black men and young men. So he will be hosting that and holding space for them. Right now, I do not have capacity to do more than that. So that is how I will, thank you, Beverly. So that's how I will be kind of expanding the experience with the book for people at this time. Also, I wanted to introduce, if she's still here, my book designer, my co-designer for the book. Are you still here? Let me see.
Me? Hi. Am I here? Can you see me? I
You
can't see
are
you.
still here. Hi, Michelle. Everybody, this is Michelle Kim Neubauer, my good friend. And she is like the perfect example of me practicing asking for help and hiring out for something that I'm not very good at. So I started the book myself. I had a good bit of it done, but Michelle is highly skilled in lots of tech things. She is very creative. She's a creator. She has a Michelle, I'm sorry, I hope I'm not embarrassing you. She has a jewelry design company, and actually she made these earrings, if you all can see them. And she also is very, like I said, skilled with a lot of tech things and artistic things. So she actually helped me get to the finish line. And I don't know if you want to say anything, Michelle, but you know that I have thanked you profusely, and I definitely could not have gotten to the finish line before 2026 if it hadn't been for you.
Thank you so much, Nikisa. I think just what I want to say briefly is just what a joy it's been to be on the journey of this book with you, alongside you, and watching it blossom from your vision into this like amazing thing, and seeing how much like enthusiasm there's been behind it. Just really speaks to how beautiful and perfect your vision was. So I feel honored to have gotten to do this alongside you, and I'm excited to also start my 100 days journey. So yeah, I'm so excited, and I want to thank everyone who showed up today for showing up for Nikisa, because it's just been amazing watching it. So yeah, just lots of love and happy things. Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. I think the final announcement that I'll make, and it goes back to the book club that I will be hosting for Black women around the journey of this journal. I'll be starting my journey with the journal on my birthday, my 50th birthday, which is coming up in exactly 1 month from now, September 4th. So I am going to start my journey with the book on that day. And then I will probably start hosting the virtual book club for Black women at the end of that week. So probably that Friday, the 6th.
Great. And we have some questions from the audience here. So Neka Shah asks, where do you turn for inspiration? Are there websites, podcasts, or tools that help you keep learning and growing that you would share with the community?
Well, this is an area that I don't think that I'm very good at, or I haven't had the capacity to, really get into that much. I'm so focused on trying to learn what I need to learn to try to take care of myself, and as far as safety is concerned out here in the world. And that's kind of what I've been focusing on. So I don't have like one podcast or anything like that that I could actually recommend. I think I get a lot of different things from different places. And I think that because I've been practicing this for a long time, I just continue to try to go deeper myself. But unfortunately, Natasha, I'm sorry, I don't have a great suggestion for resources in that way. Yeah, I don't. Sorry.
And another question is, do you have an ebook or PDF?
I do not have either of those at this time. So that may be another iteration in the future, but not right now.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Checking the list here, guys. Oh, and I have all the links. If you haven't checked the chat, there's a link here where you can get purchased copies of Nikisa's books. And let me share the Pride one too, because I didn't do that one. Hold on 1 second, guys. So you can get an up close look while you're checking those links. One moment. There we go. All right. And let me see, no worries, I was just very excited. It says, okay, so what gets you excited I'm assuming about life. What inspires you and what gets you excited about life, Nikisa?
I'm a huge fan of life. And I know that sounds pretty simplistic, but I think that although we all have challenges, and I certainly have had my share for the most part, I've created a life for myself that I'm in love with. I love the quality people who are in my life. I love my friends. I love my community. I love the art that I get to engage with on a regular basis. I love waking up in the morning. I love, it's gonna sound very corny, but I do love, taking long walks by the water. Nakasha knows that because we do that together from time to time. I love just, every day, not, kind of wondering like, oh, what thing am I going to be able to experience today? What thing am I going to learn today? And not necessarily learn like to teach me. Sometimes I learn things that are just like interesting, like about someone else, because I love documentaries and biographies and things like that. So I'm kind of in love with the human race, and like the kinds of things that I don't know, get from engaging with other people and being alive. And sometimes I just love napping and, and chilling out and having alone time and meditating. I really just try to enjoy, not try, like I enjoy all those things, like honestly. So that's what kind of inspires me, like all these different things. And I have a lot of different interests, and those things really add to my happiness.
Someone further up the chat thread said that napping in the middle of the day is our ancestors' wildest dreams.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to read some of, because you've got a lot of love notes here. I'm going to read some of the comments, and then I'm going to go through the questions with the attendees. So if they want, they can answer some of those questions. Does that sound good, Nikisa?
I'm sorry, one of the chats flashed up and I didn't hear.
I said I'm going to take some of the comments from the chat, and then I'm going to give attendees an opportunity to answer some of the questions in the reflective journal.
Okay. So
yeah,
do people want to come on camera and ask me those? I thought we were going to let them do that, the people who wanted to do that, and ask me some of the questions during this part.
Yes.
Okay.
But we're asking, are there people who want to open up their cameras and ask questions? Okay. Oh, I didn't see the hand there. I have the chat over that. Okay, perfect. So we'll do that first. Thank you, Nikisa. All right. So let's read some of these comments first. Congratulations, sis. Dad would be and is so proud and happy for you. Keep the joy going, uplifting others, yourself
Can you tell
and
me
others.
who they are?
And that's Nicole Washington Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have Casey Tonley. This is epic, Nikisa. I cannot wait to engage with this book and share with others. And Reagan Jackson, so proud of you and love this journal and your journey. Thanks for sharing with us. Okay, so, and then I'm going to just read this last one, and then we'll go to Dr. Araba Afinye Anand. Kay Smith says, Nikisa, you are one of my wildest dreams as your longtime, lifelong friend. I remember when we were children, and I wished for you to be a writer and to touch people with your wonderful spirit. You have beyond exceeded my dreams for you. And I'm so proud, so very proud of you.
Thank you, everybody. I'm not crying today, so I'm just letting y'all know that. Thank you, Camilla. Thank you, Reagan. Thank you, Casey. I hope I didn't forget anybody. I really appreciate you all for being here and for pouring that love into me.
Right. And anyone else who wants to make a comment or ask a question or even share, from by answering one of the questions in the reflective journal, please click the hand raise on Zoom if you don't know how to do that. It's under the more button. It should be. Actually, my thing is set up differently because I'm a host, I think. Oh, I think it's under the react button.
Reactions, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Doctor, please forgive me and show me how to say your name correctly. Dr. Araba Afeni. Araba.
It's
Afeni.
Araba.
Araba. Okay.
Yes.
Araba Afeni.
Afeni Anan.
Anan. Sorry.
No worries. It's all good. I'm Araba Afeni Anan. And I am blessed to be related to this wonderful author. I'm so proud of you. And I just wanted to comment on so many shout outs. I want to say shout out to the photographer because the images are gorgeous. I'm so grateful for that and to be able to share in your joy of the tulips. That's really beautiful. I was listening to all the accolades, they're just, as you know, I'm really passionate about supporting parents and changing some of these paradigms around like sacrifice. Like the more you sacrifice, the better parent you are. And I love that you're talking about we can't continue this culture and honor ourselves. And what you saw growing up, having that example, most of us haven't had that example. And so how important that is to begin this new narrative about when we honor ourselves, we teach our children to honor themselves, and that's how we make change. So I just wanted to say that I love you, and I love what I'm proud of, because too often we do not acknowledge our wins. And the perfectionism, I got it too. But I'm recovering. But yeah, this idea that if we change our lens from what's wrong, what didn't we do, to what are our wins, right? And I tell my clients all the time, celebrate all your wins. There are no small wins, because the more we do that, we train our minds to see all the wonderful things and less of the things we might consider negative. So just kudos. I love this. I can't wait to see what unfolds from this journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love you too, cousin. Thank you for being here, and thank you for saying all those things.
Are there any other? Oh, someone asked, are we doing a group photo? Do you want to do the group photo now?
I would love to do the group photo. Let me take my background back off. So you can't have a virtual background on if you want to show up in the group photo. So we need to grab our books and hold them up to the camera. I think I need to change my view to gallery. There we go. All right. Okay.
Say accountability.
Accountability.
Gentle accountability.
Gentle accountability. That's right. Okay. I'm almost ready. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, everybody. I got it.
Great. All right. I'm checking the chat to see if there are more questions or comments. Let's see. We've got Nekashaw Puyallup tribal land. Glad to bear witness and see the growth from this project, Nikisa. My 100-day journey begins today. Okay, we're gonna kind of popcorn back and forth
Oh, I see a
between,
hands up.
yeah,
Beverly.
yes, I see her.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna do one more comment from the chat, and then we're gonna go to Noni.
Okay.
Carol Van Noy, great job, Nikisa. I'm looking forward to my 100 days of gentle accountability. I've ever spent on self-care. It's about me. Good job, friend.
Thank you, Carol.
All right. Noni, go ahead and open up your mic.
Congratulations, Nikisa. Oh,
Thank
just
you.
love and more love. I just, I have my book, I had to go to my room to get my book since we were taking a picture, and I wasn't going to come on camera because I was just taking a moment, but I just love and appreciate you. When I got the book, it was initially to support my fellow writer, my sister, and then when I opened the book, I realized how important this would be for not just me, but for some of the interns that we have in our program who struggle with just this taking a minute. And so I'm going to get a set for them. And now that I see the whole selection, I'll find out which one they want. And I just love that, we need choices.
Yeah.
So I just thank you, and what you have made me do is think more simply, and I write all the time, digitally, audio recordings, and actual on my journal, and I found myself thinking, oh, I gotta go put in my my goals, because I did have that one goal that I did accomplish, and I'm just keeping it to just the one goal instead of the long list. So love, thank you, just appreciate you, and also just thank you to everybody for showing up today. These things are important, and it's important that we value them, that we buy the book, that we pay for the book, that we buy the book for as gifts, and spend our money on this. So blessings.
Thank you, Noni. I appreciate you, sis. Thanks for being here.
Great. I see Dottie. I'm going to take another comment from the chat and go to Dottie after that, because chat doesn't show up on the recording. So I want to make sure we get some of these recorded here. Taya Williams, great job, sis. Keep leading the way. I'm excited to start the 100-day journey with you. Dottie Stewart Blount, I'm going to let you speak, actually. I have your written words here, but I'm going to let you open up your mic, Dottie.
And right before we do that, I just want to acknowledge Tia. So Tia is one of my sister friends, and just like with Michelle, if Tia had not helped me on the day that I wanted to drop this book, we would not be having this book release today, because she helped me with some tech things around getting it on my website and into my newsletter, and she definitely is part of my village and an inspiration to me, and I appreciate how much she provides me with support and love, like literally every day. So thank you, Tia. Okay, Auntie, thanks for being here.
Okay. Want me to start, Beverly?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you. I'm Dottie Stewart Blunt, and I'm on the East Coast, in Washington, D.C. I'm Nikisa's Aunt Dottie. I helped to raise her, and I'm so proud of the young lady she's become. I'm just so thrilled with this book that she put out, and she first told me about it. I'm like, a book? Wow, you're moving along. But then she, in speaking with her a few days ago, she said, did you get a chance to read it? I said, read it? I said, but I do have the book. Thank you. And I said, well, I just kind of glanced through it. I said, but as I was really looking at it to see exactly what it was all about, I'm thinking like, where do I start as far as day one? How do I select day one? That was my question to her, to ask her to help me think about a day one that I could start with. But I think that's my selection, I guess, and maybe I could just get some encouragement from her, because I'm sure there are goals that I can make for myself. There's progress. There's what I'm proud about as I'm flipping through the pages. There's a lot that I can talk about, but I hadn't done this before. I retired in 2013 after working like 43 years with the elderly in the county in which I lived in the state of Maryland. So it's just a lot I can talk about, but I think now what most of the things that I do now is I'm in so many different groups now. I find myself, especially resources for the community, resources for like my church, and just I keep myself so busy. Plus, I take care of my disabled Vietnam veteran husband, and so I have a lot that I do, and I want to keep myself busy because I am growing older and I don't want to just wilt away to nothing. So trust and believe, I'm always on Zoom doing something, but this is going to give me something different to look forward to, Nikisa. And I just wanted to say I thank you, and I'm just really so proud of you. Love you so much, and we'll be in touch and we can chat sometime. But you're going to be really busy, I see, since you have other books coming out. And also, Beverly, thank you so much for hosting this wonderful event for Nikisa and all of the other your friends. And George, thank you for helping Nikisa along the way. Thank you so much. And all of you that have come forward to help Nikisa and to encourage her to go on. So if you hear noise in my background, they're watching the Olympics. So just kind of ignore it. But
thank you
anyway,
so much, Dottie.
I just wanted
Thank
to
you.
say that. Okay, so I'm done. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, wonderful. Absolutely. Thank you, Dottie. And thank you, Nikisa, for inviting me into this event that you had organized and asking me to play this role. It's really been a wonderful experience. And I have my own book here, which I'm so grateful for. I'm going to be using it because I need it. Let's take some more comments and questions. They're rolling in from the chat. And I apologize in advance. I might mispronounce folks' name. You can just open up. You can correct me if I do. Kiana Wheeler says, I need to hop off, but I am so energized and refocused. I needed this and will begin my journey as soon as my book comes out. But I am just so grateful for your investment in my life and pushing me to be accountable to me first. So proud of you and excited for all that is to come from your work. Your experience and voice are necessary to our communities. Thank you. Thank you. Love you so much.
Thank you, Kiana. I love you so much too.
And then we have Lola E. Peters. Hello, Lola. Good to see you, hon. So proud of you, Miss Nikisa. It's been an inspiration watching you blossom into this amazing woman you are, and glad you're taking your writing to yet another level. We need your voice.
Thank you, Lola.
All right. And then we have Delia.
Delia, yeah.
Delia. I need to hop off, also hop off. My son is now signing with Alaska Airlines. Nikisa, okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Something is covering this. Okay. So we are going to celebrate. Okay. I have my book and I will be sharing with my friends and family.
Thank you, Delia.
All right. Great. Thank you, Dr. Araba. Ah, I said it correctly. Thank you, Beverly. Thank you for your wonderful facilitation and interview to celebrate Nikisa and 100 Days of Gentle Accountability. Absolutely. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we're at 3:30. I want to ask the folks that are still here with us, first off, give everyone an opportunity to ask any questions that they have before I continue. Anyone or comments? You can raise your hand or open up your mic right away. We have a few more minutes left. It's 3:33. This is going to end in the next 10. Oh, actually, let's roll back a little bit. Nikisa, did you have other things that you wanted to say at the end of the event, or did we move everything up
I think we
completely?
moved everything up. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I did want to take the opportunity, if other folks don't have more questions or comments, to open up the mics and maybe do one day out of this book. Let's just do one day, right? And ask yourself, and if you don't mind sharing, I'll share. I'll be the guinea pig. I don't care. I'll share. I'll do it for yesterday because today was all about Nikisa, right? What was your goal for today or yesterday or Friday? You can use any day you like. And then what progress did you make towards it? Let's just do this one day. I'm going to start. What day am I going to do? Let's see. Maybe I'll do a work day because yesterday was actually, you know what? I'm too much about work because I'm guilty of a lot of the stuff that we talked about in the case of I just because I grew up with all the same kind of ideas, right? So I'm not going to talk about work. I'm going to talk about my personal life, right? So my goal yesterday was to relax. And that might not sound like much, but for me, it is. Someone who has like 11 different things that I'm doing. And so part of my relaxation, the progress that I made is that I went and hung out with a friend and we went out and ate food, fried chicken, which was really good. And then I went home and went to sleep. I cannot believe that I did that. I went right to sleep. Yes, I did. Anybody else want? I'm going to stop right there and then I'll circle back to continue my day. But anybody else want to share? Oh, folks are in the chat here. Oh, okay. Reagan, you want to do chat or you want to just open up your mic? Oh, okay.
I mean, I can say it too. Yeah,
Okay.
so my goal this week has been to complete the edits on the third draft of my novel.
Oh, nice.
And a big part of it is just like cutting it down. And so I'm about 1,000 words away, and I do anticipate finishing today with the goal of sending it out tomorrow.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Is it can you I'm curious now. Is this like science fiction? I'm a big science fiction fan. Or what's the genre?
Young adult fiction for this one.
Okay, nice. I'm a YA fan too.
I love YA.
Okay. Great. Oh, Tia.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm currently on a 66-day or very restrictive eating plan. Yesterday was day 48 for me. And we were meeting with folks to gather and watch the Blue Angels here in Seattle. And I got up and cooked my contribution to the potluck for them. And then I also made my own food and took it with me so I could stay on task and also contribute to the party in the way that I normally would. So it felt really good to be able to show up for my people and also show up for myself in that way.
Great. All right. Folks are congratulating you. Okay. Anyone else? Dottie?
Okay, I'll be very brief since I've spoken already, but just I was thinking about because today was going to be really a rough day for me. I had so many things to do, but I got up a little late because this is my day to sleep in a little late, but I did get a chance to go to service for an hour. And after that, we had friends come over and we've been watching the Olympics. And then I know I had this for Nikisa and I wanted to do that. So I'm on task right now. So I have an idea now of how to start my goals. So I hope that helps somebody. So I'm moving right along. And then this evening I have a music group that I go on at 8 o'clock tonight. So the day is not over, but I'm enjoying myself today.
All right. Dr. Araba?
Thank you, Beverly.
You're welcome.
So my intention this week was to begin the next round of edits to turn my manuscript in at the end of the month. And I am recovering from surgery still, and I just don't have the energy. And so that intention, my learning, and what I'm proud of is that I gave myself grace and understanding. And even though I didn't get what I said I was going to do done, I let it be okay. And that helped me just breathe. And now I feel excited about getting to work on it. So that was my win for the day.
All right. And this is just a sneak peek of like the book club, right? Kisa, right? Like this feels good, doesn't it? Because you're hearing from other folks on their journey. I feel motivated already.
Yeah, me too.
Anyone else want to talk about what they learned today? Because you kind of went into that a little bit, Dr. Araba. Talk about your learning. Okay, I'll say something. What I learned is that when I rest, it just rejuvenates everything, not just my body, but my spirit. In the world, my life doesn't fall apart just because I rest, right? Okay, so we got Lajwan, Nadia, and Jim. You gotta open up your mic. You're still on mute. Okay, there.
Hey, folks, I learned how to open my mic. That took a minute. Sorry about that. Of course, we are huge fans of Nikisa. So thanks for doing what you do and making this opportunity happen for all of us to connect. Regarding the task at hand, about 17 years ago, I reached out to Nikisa's husband, George, for help about a video camera. What's the best video camera to buy? And that was because our daughter came into our life. And we have a family trip that's happening this summer. And I am just now learning how to get those old mini digital videotapes transferred to a computer. And things change in 17 years. So it's a chore. And I learned how to do that. And I learned that I can, which is cool because it looked like I wasn't going to be able to for a minute.
And I'll share for one of my goals for the day. My name is Lawan, and I had just gave myself just a very small goal. I cleaned out the drawer of my nightstand, right? And so there were old receipts in there and, pens that didn't work. So I emptied everything out of my nightstand and lots of Post-it notes of where I had written things down. And they weren't necessarily goals, but I had to go through all of that. And I think the beautiful thing about this book is that it kind of allows you to focus on just one thing. And by the way, I completed my task. I cleaned out my nightstand, and I'll take that little win wherever I can get it. And this is a great opportunity, or this is a great tool to allow me to focus and say, hey, count that as that win for the day.
I know we kind of moved beyond the comments, but I didn't say it at the time. So I just want to say, Nikisa, I really appreciated you talking about journaling being, I think maybe someone in your family told you that you're creating history. And it's true. We're all making an impact here. Whether it ripples out into anybody else's life, we don't know. But you do get older and you do forget details. And it's nice to look back on something to have it captured. And I also want to say, I really like that you said you are in love with the human race. We don't often say that about each other. Sometimes we say the opposite. And it's really cool to remember how amazing we are. It's a beautiful world, and we can do a lot of beautiful things. So thank you for doing what you do.
Yeah, thanks, Juan.
Okay. We've got about 15 minutes left in our conversation. So I want to go to, I'm skipping around a little bit, but how did I take care of myself today? Okay, I'll start. How did I take care of myself today? I pulled out my little mini treadmill and actually walked on it today and ate a healthy meal. That's how I took care of myself today. That was a big deal for me. All right, Nikisa.
You know, instead of just absorbing all of this, because I'm just so intrigued with everybody, I'm so elated. I'm like, oh, I should be like contributing to this too. So today I took care of myself by only focusing on preparing myself for this event. And I prepare myself by, you know, sleeping, resting, watching pleasant YouTube videos about dream homes, and just like not, you know, putting a lot of pressure on myself, and just, you know, letting things happen, because I intentionally only invited people that I know to this initial virtual book release, because I wanted a very specific experience, which was I wanted people who I know want to see me win this first go around. Right. So I knew that it was going to be what it needed to be, and I was going to be surrounded by community and people who wish me well. Many of them I've known for my whole life, or maybe just a little less than that. And so I took care of myself by not putting pressure on what it needed to be, and just showing up, knowing that the way that I planned for it to happen was in alignment with what needed to be for me.
Wonderful. We've got some comments here. It says, one way I've taken care of Michelle Kim Neubauer. One way I've taken care of myself today is taking time to reflect on younger me and how younger me would be so proud of today me. I think that's important too, right? And oh, sorry, I have a cat here who's like, I had to let her out because she needs attention, so she's like scratching me now. So if I hop for a moment, that's what's happening. Okay, so Michelle Kim Neubauer, giving love to my inner child helps me with gentle accountability and self-love. So you guys, you can open up your mic too. Some of you guys are shy, I think, or maybe you just can't speak out loud. Let's see here. Lola, have to hop off, but need to tell you, Beverly, what a great job you've done in making this an enjoyable, informative, supportive opportunity to support Nikisa. Thank you. You're welcome, Lola. Lola is an incredible writer and an incredible editor too, and a wonderful person just in general. Oh, we've got 2 hands up, so let's go back to the chat. Clover, go ahead and open up your mic.
Just want to echo what everyone's already said. Thank you, Nikisa, for this beautiful offering, because for me personally, it's coming in at a time when I really need it most. There's a lot of things in my life that is challenging my dreams and challenging my spirit. And so I know that we were asking, like, how did I take care of myself today? But I've already noticed a difference. I started on July 31st. I've already noticed a difference in like how I'm structuring my goals. And yesterday's goal was find joy despite the oppressive forces and people trying to bring me down. And it's been helping me practice hope this whole time. So even today, I already have a lot written down. And what did I learn today? And just what you shared about your cup has to be full to give back is so difficult, because I see myself trying to make this goal of show up to this and do that. And I'm like, no, practicing self-care and self-love is also important. So thank you for that wisdom.
Thank you for being here, friend. Much love to you.
Okay, Neka Shah.
Yeah, it's Nakasha. Thank you
Nakasha.
so much, Beverly.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's been just wonderful, and I think your facilitation has also just been really soft, which is a word I'm learning to use, based on Nikisa's journey and writing and storytelling. That's what my goal was today, in terms of taking care of myself, to not overproduce on a Sunday, or don't put too many things on the calendar. So I actually just spent a lot of time just sitting around preparing for this meeting by not doing much at all. So that's how I took care of myself today.
Beautiful, beautiful. Tia? Oh, did we lose her?
Oh.
Conversation that I have with
Okay.
Nikisa quite often is, especially when she was on this journey of creating this book, is keep running out in front, sis, right? Keep doing the things that we may not know how to do, and just go out there and learn how to do it, so that the people coming behind you know how. And what I'm gonna comment on is what I've learned just from being in this room with everyone and watching her on this journey, is to stop holding your gifts. They're not for you. They're for everyone else. And so if you have things that you need to be contributing to society, please don't hold those gifts. They're not for you. They're for everyone else. And so thanks for showing us the way, Nikisa.
Thank you, Tia. And thank you, Nakasha. I meant to say thank you, but I was just like reflecting on what you shared. So thank you both. I appreciate my sisters for sure.
I want to grab some more comments. Comments have been rolling in from the chat. And then since we're almost done, let's see, it's 3:52. Let's get a few more comments from folks who want to open up their mic too. So put those hands up. So we've got Reagan Jackson says, this has been delightful. One way I'm taking care of myself is making time to hang out with my friends. I really love these questions. I need to hop off. Okay. And then, Nikisa, I hope you're able to receive this necessary word. I feel you on navigating this oppressive insanity. To Clover, at Clover, Reagan says, I feel you on navigating this impressive insanity. Keep holding your hope close. You are not alone. Michelle says, this has been such a beautiful experience to be in community with you all and to hear Nikisa. Beverly, thank you for your expert facilitation. Have to leave. All right, great. And she also thanks Nikisa for putting this amazing resource into the world. Awesome, great. Okay, so we've got 2 more folks who want to speak. Let's start with Dawn and then Natasha.
I want to first say, Nikisa, I'm so honored to have been invited. So thank you so much. And congratulations on what a beautiful, I just love that you thought of this and you followed through and you have all this love around you. So congratulations. And yeah, I want to let you know what my win is today is that I have been through that journey of learning how to relax as well. And so my journey was to this morning was to wake up when my body says wake up. And I did that, no alarm. It was beautiful. And then I rolled over and turned on my congregation meeting and got filled by God and heard all my fellowship, and it was beautiful. And then once that was over, said amen, and I turned it off and I went back to sleep. So I just want you to let you know rest is beautiful and it's something that God gave us. And I hope that everyone realizes we don't have to push like we've been pushing. We are here for a reason and we are supposed to have extended lives. So relax. So thank you.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Dawn. Natasha?
Hey girl, hey.
Hey.
Hi to all the beautiful Black people. Nikisa, obviously I am like everyone else, just like shit-eating grin of pride for you and the way you move through the world. Just this moment, I wanted to get like a little Virgo appreciation moment here because you picked a Sunday midday as though you knew that you weren't going to hurt anybody in the moment of celebration. And there's so many events like this that I can't make because of the time they are. But this was like such a beautifully selected time and day. You know, today is the new moon in Leo, right?
I did not know that.
It's the Lionsgate new moon. So it's a really important time for you to see yourself, like see your success happening, like not to hold back on dreaming the dream. Like this is such a moment of fulfillment for you, but it's also just the beginning of what's possible if you give yourself permission, you know, because I feel like I've also been in the background as you were cooking up this idea, you know, like way, way early when it was just like a twinkle in your eye kind of thing. So I'm really honored, like Dawn said, to be here at this moment, to be one of the chosen people that you could trust would be celebrating with you, because that's exactly what's happening right now. For real, I will happily Venmo, PayPal, however you want it, to get the PDF copy to be the kick in your pants for the ebooks or whatever, because I legit can't get mail here. Like I just can't. And I really, really want to hold this book in my hands, or at least like look through it. I know it's gorgeous if it's got George's photography in there, and I can't remember the name of your book designer, but please shout her out on the social medias over and over and over again, because it looks absolutely beautiful. The details are incredible. You got Beverly. Hey, Beverly, I don't know if you remember me. You got Beverly to run this event. I just want to give you all the gold stars and be like, there was somebody noticing the details. You may have given up your perfectionism, but it's kind of die hard because you're pretty damn perfect. So thank you, friend. Thank you for everything that you do and how you show up. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much for being here and for all of the things that you said. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha. And I do remember you. Everything's like really small on my screen, but I can see you now. And yes, yes. Thank everyone for being here. Nikisa, we're at time just about. I think if you would like to say a few closing words.
Yeah, first, I want to thank everyone for being here. It means the world to me that you would take time, because I literally have people from all different time zones here with me today. I tried to pick the best time that I thought would work the best for as many people as possible. I want to thank my Aunt Dottie, give a special shout out to her, and my Uncle Paul, who was here. Thanks to George for being a co-host. Thanks for Michelle, my book designer, being here. Thanks for Tia being here, who helps me in so many ways. It's too long of a list to say right now. And Beverly, thank you for making my dream come true of a Black woman facilitating this and being here on this journey with me and your expert facilitation. Thank you to everyone who is here that loves me, that shows me love, that pours into me on a regular basis. All of you all are special to me in many of the same and also very unique ways. So I am just feeling so filled today. And I really am just so honored that you are supporting my project. And my dream is that everyone who needs this book will be able to receive it. So I'm going to work on sponsorships and grants and all kinds of things like that, because that is my mission and kind of like my next step on this journey.
Excellent. Great. This is wonderful. So this will be the end of this, but I wanted, did everyone get the links before we close out? I just want to make sure everyone got the links. I'm going to drop them into the chat one more time because there are links to get the book, but there are also links to sign up for Nikisa's newsletter. 1 second, guys. Okay, Control V. And to follow her on YouTube and Instagram. Okay, so just copy and paste that and drop it into your notes or whatever so that you have that information. And then Nikisa, if you could stay on after everyone has logged out, I just want to do a quick debrief regarding the recording. Okay. All right. Any final questions before we close out? Yes, that's right. Love it. I love seeing those books waving. Yes. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful, and let's give one final round of applause for Nikisa.
Love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Thank you, Beverly. Good job.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Be in
Bye,
touch.
everybody.
Bye. Have a great day. Rest of the day. Bye.
Bye, boss lady.
Bye.
I can pop my
Okay.
and really
Perfect. Ah.
Oh my goodness. Did it.
Yes, we did.
Thank you so much, Beverly.
You're welcome. This was great. My cat I had to let her out because it's so hot. I couldn't leave her in the other room.
Oh.
You know, but she was okay. It wasn't too much of a distraction. She started biting me and scratching me.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is recording. It's recording to my desktop. So what'll have to happen is that I have to wait for it to generate once we log out. And then I'm going to try to drop it into our folder. But if not, then I'll need to get like, because you know, the video files are really big.
Yeah.
So I'll need to get like a thumb drive or something from you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Like I'll
Okay.
have to,
So you'll
I'll
just
first
see.
try to upload it through, but if it's really, really big, it might not upload.
Okay, should we stop the recording right now?
Yes.